Hey guys, Brian with VetteSource checking in. Figured today what I'd do for you real quick is a fairly easy low stress teardown on this C5 Corvette door. This would be a door assembly for Corvettes made from 1997 and 2004. These are fairly easy doors to get dismantled and taken apart. You can see everything here is exposed, and once you get the door panel off, all the connectors and everything are here. So give me a few minutes, I'm gonna get set up and show you what it takes to get this out of here. This, of course, is our door module that talks to everything and goes back and forth. You know, simple 10mm bolts on here to take this down. You get a 13mm on your door hinge here. Nothing real stressful though. So I'm going to show you real quick how this all comes apart, and I'll be back with you here in just a second. Let me grab my tools. Be right back. All right, guys, I'm back with my tools set up. So literally all I really need on this thing is about a 10mm, and there are maybe a couple of spots where I need a 13. Also, you're gonna need a smaller T10 bit to get some of these pieces off, but I'm gonna go around and show you. This is basically disconnecting the window regulator assembly, held in with a 10mm. I'm just gonna put my bolts right there for the moment. This releases the bottom part of it right here and removes it from the door. That's where it's actually mounted at the bottom. So there's your regulator assembly, and then the center portion is held in right here. That's your center mount, and then you've got one hidden underneath there that you got to get to, and then the whole assembly will fall down into the door for you. And then up here, we've got a couple more bolts that are hidden by this other piece of protected tar paper, basic. And that gets that one out. That one gets that one out. And then the regulator is basically essentially loose inside the door at this point. So what we've got to do from here is the regulator is held into place with, the window itself on the track is held into place with a couple of bolts here. So I need to go grab my wrench real quick so I can loosen those up, and I'll be right back with you guys. Hang tight for a second. All right, I'm back with my last few bit of tools that I'll pretty much need for this this endeavor right here. So what I'm going to do real quick is show you again basic tools. You got a T30 screwdriver just to pry with, this small one here, T10 to get into this little area right here. There's a couple of smaller Torx bits there, a 1/2 inch, 13. Don't really probably need these because I've got access to where I need to be, and of course my extension. So as I was showing you earlier, what happens in here is the window is actually attached to this regulator with a couple of 13mm bolts, and you can get to them by pulling back this tar paper here that's right there, inserting your extension, and it'll actually come right off of there. So what we're going to do is remove those, and then we'll pull the glass straight out of this. So got that one out, and that one's loose. And then we'll come over here to the other side. Like I said, these are hidden behind this tar paper or this insulation, so sometimes they're not visible. So that one's out. You can see it's a fairly long bolt. I can get it to cooperate with me. Comes out of there. And then the glass will just come right out, just like that. So it's a little bit easier than the older, well, a lot easier than the older ones that actually, the glass had a through bolt that went through it, and you had to get that out of there. So what I'm gonna do real quick here is get started on taking that lock assembly out of that corner. Stand by. So I'm changing my tools out. This is just straight 3 T30 bolts, which are Loctited in there so it doesn't move. That one comes out. Get these out of the way. And find the one that I dropped in the grass. And we'll put those over there on our little shelf for a second. Then we'll go ahead and work on this. Get this out of here. Some of these little hidden bolts and screws will drive you crazy if you don't know where you're looking. So primary purpose of doing some of these guys is just to show you where to be looking at. And of course I'm moving quicker than normal because we've got a lovely August day here, and it's warm outside, fairly humid today too. So if you're from another area of the world, this may seem kind of unusual to you when we talk about multiple days of triple-digit weather, but it's quite common down here, at least during the summer. So we've got that one out of there, and then we've got one more that's held in with a keeper up there that I'm gonna have to get to in just a second. So we got that out of the way, got that started right there. I'm gonna go ahead and take this, I've already taken those off there. This will be your door module that controls your functions, memory functions, and window controls, and seat controls, and all that. Well, the seat has its own module, but this harness just comes straight out of here. It's got a clip right there that we got to get out. Sometimes that happens. And there's to the regulator itself. We'll get these out of the way. Let's see here. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and pull this out here. This is your main feed for your wiring harness that goes through right here. And of course right now it's stuck in the corner. Let's see here. Oh yeah, we got a clip inside there that we've got to get to. And get that out of there. And then the harness comes out here. And then these tabs you just bend over here, pull it straight out. And if I can get this one-handed, this is the power to the mirror control itself. And get that out. We got that one out of there. And this one's out of the way. Release this from the clip. And then this is kind of out of here. So I got one more inside there that I'll get in here in just a second. Yeah, that goes over to there, actually. Let's see if I can get to that right now. There we go. That one goes right there. And get it from the clips underneath here. And there's one more inside of here. There we go. And then that whole harness is removed from the door. All right, give me just a second, guys. I'm gonna grab one more tool and I'll be back with you in just a second. Hang on. Okay, I'm back here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this hinge while I've got my 13mm on here, so we can take that off and out of the way. Oops, wrong way. Those are rather long bolts. One thing you want to look at if you're checking out C5 doors, they have a really bad habit of cracking along this hinge plate right here. Frankly, it just wasn't the best design. So what it does is right along in here, if you're looking at one to use or you're rebuilding a car, you see that plate's riveted. This is a metal plate right here, and it's all the way inside of here. But it's not strong enough, so over the years what'll happen is it'll develop a crack right through the middle here along in this area here, and the door will actually start to sag and fall down. So you really want to watch out for that when you're buying a car. If it's got saggy doors, more than likely it's going to be an issue of, as I lose my tool, it's going to be an issue of the door hinge, which is an expensive repair because you have to change the whole door out, and the doors are not cheap. So what I'm going to do real quick in here is get in. There's a 10mm bolt here that holds the door latch in, or handle I should say, and the latch together. And I'm going to get those out of there. Those are out. And once those are out, then I can go ahead and release here. And there's that last clip that I was telling you about. It's essentially just a U-shape or a L-shaped kind of clip. Let's see if I can do it one-handed. There we go. And that comes off, and there's your entire door handle. Funny thing about this C5 Corvette, that door handle looks familiar if you're an Oldsmobile fan. That's an Oldsmobile Aurora door panel, or door handle. Kid you not. So, you see the latch comes out there. Next we'll go ahead and grab the regulator out of here. That's blazing hot now that I've let it sit in the sun for a few minutes. There's your entire window regulator assembly right there. There's the clips for the window. And there's the other clip. And the last piece I'm going to need to get out of here today is going to be this mirror. This mirror is held in place with two 10 millimeters. I'll try to show this so you can see it. They're right there. You can basically just, actually it's three 10 millimeters, I'm sorry. Get those loose. Those will start to come out. The good thing, like I've said before on the C5s, is they used a different metallurgy on the bolts, and the bolts actually are a lot easier to take in and out of the cars as long as they haven't been underwater. So you just reach your hand in there, do a few more turns on that one. So it's really not terribly bad. And of course the reason why I'm stripping this door shell like this is that I have a customer that needs the shell, but they don't need the entire guts of the door. So we sell it two different ways here for people, so based on their needs. And I think he actually has a door, if I remember correctly, that's cracked, that he's got to fix, like I was talking about a few minutes ago. So if you're wondering where this door came from, this is the 2003 parts car I picked up a few weeks ago. There's a link to that video at the top of the screen there that shows kind of a video walk around of what was left on the car. I'm going to keep showing you guys as I pull more parts off that car so you can see what's involved in it. Okay, that one's out. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. So as you can see, there goes the mirror. Let's see if I can get the clips. There are actually a couple of clips inside of here that you got to pull loose first. There we go. And there it is. So that right there, kids, in probably 15 minutes or less, I didn't time myself today, is the teardown of a C5 door shell into the shore shell configuration. If you're looking to build one, you can see from a parts guy perspective, you can actually appreciate how they did this, because it's really not that hard to take apart. So thanks for checking me out. If you ended up watching to the end of the video, I always appreciate it. If you got another part you'd like to see me take apart on one of these cars, let me know, because I've got plenty of them to take apart and plenty of parts to show you guys. So just let me know in the comment section below, and I will catch back up with you guys tomorrow, okay? Thanks again for watching.